Welcome back. You're listening to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shanna Register, and every week we bring you news and information you can use on your next real estate transaction. If you've got a real estate question, give us a call, 844-788-9444. You can give us a call at 844-788-9444. Leave your real estate question, and we'll answer it here on the show between 11 and noon on Sunday. So this segment, we are talking about pools, because pools are an important part of your real estate transaction. You have to decide whether you want a house with a pool or without a pool. And then if you're going to get a pool, are you going to install a pool? Or are you going to buy a house with a pool? And then are you going to buy a house with a new pool or an older pool and renovate it? There are so many decisions when it comes down to pools and your house. So that's what we're talking about today. I've got Brett Hatfield here. He's from Downunda Pools. And Brett, you know, I've known you for a long time now, and you build some really, really beautiful pools. All the pictures I see are just gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah, it's you know what, it's a passion. I think there's a lot of people out there that don't care and give you the kind of cookie cutter. I take pride in what we do and what we put in the ground, and
you design all these pools that you build. I mean, none of them are just standard pools. You design them all, right?
I do. I consider myself to be a designer that will build. And because like anything that we do in life, anything that we interact with is designed. So, and your pool and your backyard is the same.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about that whole backyard concept, because nowadays it's not just the pool. It's also the outdoor kitchen, the landscape, the lighting. It's like the whole ambiance. It's like another room of your house. Here in Houston, where we have such a long season of summer, it's really another extension of your home.
It really is. You know what? At the end of the day, I always say this. It's a lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And given the seasons that we have, the beautiful summers that we have, spending time outdoors is huge. And especially to go out there on a weekend, keep family close, keep kids close.
Right.
To be able to go out there. And there are so many different aspects to outdoor living and that environment and that experience. With cooking, there's a lot of fun things that you can do with grilling. A lot of really cool, interesting recipes, and there's lots of different drinks, non-alcoholic. We kind of get into all of that. And I know it kind of segues away a little bit from pools, but that's really our approach. It's about lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's about coming home on Friday night and thinking, oh, wow, I can just relax. I can be in that backyard. I can be in that space. I can be in that environment, and I'm safe. I've got the family around, and I've got friends coming over.
It's relaxing. Yeah. And we work so hard nowadays, we need a relaxing weekend.
We do.
And a lot of communities are, some of them are gated and private. Some of them have, their own clubhouses, their own pools, their own restaurants. You don't have to leave your neighborhood.
Correct.
And so to not have to leave your backyard, and then if you do have to leave your backyard, you're still not going very far. It's really nice to just staycation.
It really is. And you know what? Public pools, and not to detract from the wonderful job that developers are doing and putting in public pools, but they are public, and it's nice just to be in the privacy of your own home. Mm-hmm. Have all your own cooking facilities, mm-hmm. having the outdoor kitchen there, having an outdoor refrigerator, access to all of those things, shade around your own pool.
Right.
So.
And nowadays, like I have close neighbors on both sides of me, but because of the way the landscape is designed, it feels very private.
You can. There's a lot of things, especially I tell a lot of people, when I'm designing, please not focus too much on the shape of the pool, because a lot has to do with how we frame it, the kind of textures that we use in different plant materials, colors, and so forth. We can also use very creative landscaping that will give you that privacy without having to go to the expense of building some kind of a solid barrier in order to provide that privacy.
And you can get plants now. You can get so much great information now to buy the right kind of plants where they don't require a lot of watering or a lot of time. You can get easy maintenance plants, which is really nice because I live in a neighborhood where you can't have a solid fence. You have to have those iron fences. And so, you can still have those barriers between your neighbors.
Yep. plant selection is huge, especially around a pool. I suggest to all my clients, and I guess my design style is possibly skewed a little bit towards the tropical side because I like those rich colors. I like a broad leaf. But the other thing which is really important is selecting plant selections that are non-deciduous, things that aren't going to be dropping leaves either year round or at the end of the year, just constantly dropping leaves and stuff in the pool and creating a mess for you in the pool.
Yeah, that's very true. Very good point. You don't want to mess in the pool. Mm-mm. And when you're out looking at houses and you see a mess in the pool, it really throws off alarms to buyers because they see that mess. They know what it's going to be. So as a seller, you better keep your pool cleaned, for people who want to buy that house if you've got plants that are dropping leaves. So on the design, I know that's so important. Outdoor living is so important around the Houston area. Let's talk a little bit about trends. What do you see that's really popular? It seems to me that 5-10 years ago, the waterfalls were huge, the weeping walls and that kind of stuff. Now things seem to be trending more contemporary. Is that what you're seeing?
I am seeing that. People are kind of they're over. excuse me. The Moss Rock waterfall and the weeping wall. We don't get a lot of requests for that. We will approach it and address those kinds of requests as they come along. I, as a designer, I like to stretch and step out of the box and come up with things that are creative. The other thing with waterfalls is that they can be really noisy. So if you live in a neighborhood and you've got waterfalls going, you find all of a sudden at the end of the day you're screaming at one another to be heard. Right. We do have the ability to design waterfalls, whether they be contemporary or a little bit more traditional, to start to lower that noise factor down. So to get back to addressing your question, I think people are tending to look at their pool design and waterfall design and that kind of thing, and as to my suggestion, which is try to keep it neutral. When you really personalize things, and it comes back to selling houses. When it's like having extravagant decal tile or a decal on the bottom of the pool, it really personalizes it. Somebody that comes in is not going to like that, and you're going to turn buyers away. Putting the big dolphin at the bottom of the pool, not a good move for the next buyers. Or the football team logo, It's like, we don't support that team. Well, at the end of the day, pools are still a luxury item. Even though a lot of people have them, a lot of houses have them, they are considered a luxury item. They are still expensive. What makes them so expensive to build? There's several different factors to why a pool has its price tag. And it can get into some technical information. Other builders tend to cut corners on steel. The steel, you get what you call on center. So they're the mat of steel in there. A lot of people are doing 12 inches. The tighter the tighter the steel is, the more structural integrity it has. Those cost factors. I hydraulically engineer everything that we do. So the misnomer is that you put one great big pump on there and it's going to run really efficient and turn your pool over really fast. And in actual fact, that's not true. It won't. We can put a half horsepower pump on your pool and it'll turn over just fine, and it will be economical. And the words are escaping me right now. But so if it's hydraulically engineered correctly, the materials we use travertines, we use granites. You've got to be careful with the materials that you use, given that stone is all porous, and so it needs to be sealed. Once again, we'll provide that information for you with our experience. We guide you into the materials that you need to use. I think also we manage every job. I have a project manager who's 30 years experience in the industry, and he's out there at every phase. And that's very important, because when it gets built wrong, it's built wrong. Because I had a pool in the past where the two tanning ledges, one was about 6 inches deep, one was about 18 inches deep, and they were supposed to be the same.
And so they were very different. And, at the end of the day, it was okay. But, it was fine. One you could lay on, one you could sit and play with kids. And it was fine. But it wasn't what we were sold it was going to be,
right.
so.
Right. And usually, you're right. What's happened is they've made a mistake along the way and then passed it off as like, oh, we made some adjustments for you and now this looks great. Don't you like it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and you know what? Once again, we come back and all of these questions need to be addressed prior to, even pulling the fence down.
Right.
And so when you were able to sit down and I'm not frightened of losing anybody's business because I'm going to tell you all the stuff you don't want to hear along with everything that you do want to hear because it's most important to keep my client's stress level down, but it helps to keep mine down too.
That is important.
So if on the way in I'm going to tell you all the things you don't want to hear, the mess, the possibility of smashing your driveway, who's responsible for that? The irrigation system. Why is this pool so expensive? Well, I've got to rebuild the irrigation system. Well, it can't be that much. Well, get a guy to come out there and check out and rebuild your irrigation system in the backyard. So all of these things, these questions need to be asked. Who's going to deal with this?
Right.
Is this included? Is it not included? Because it's sure going to save you a lot of arguments standing on somebody's back porch at the end of the project.
That's exactly right.
Dealing with, well, you didn't tell me this. Well, I didn't understand. Well, if you had gone into more information. So, the more information you can get from your pool builder.
Yes.
And sadly, in a lot of cases, you've got a salesman that's out there and he just wants to get the sale.
That's exactly right.
So I certainly don't want to make this any more difficult for other builders out there because there are some really great people out there. There really are. But, when you're dealing with Down Under, I'm the designer, you'll deal with me, and I'm going to tell you exactly how it is because I just don't need that stress at the end of it.
All right. Well, if people are looking to build a pool or if they need to remodel a pool, how can they find you?
You know what? They can call us at 281-236-4344. Feel free to go to our website. Yes, we do remodels. We resurface pools. Once again, a lot of information in terms of resurfacing, the types of products that we use, what the warranties are, why the warranties are the way they are, the things to look out for with other people, because I understand people, will shop around. I think it's important to get a few bids. So yes, if you've moved into a home or have a home that has an existing pool where it's dated, it's no longer neutral, like having one of those 1950s kitchens. So all of those things, tile and coping can be removed, things can be added. We can add waterfalls, water features, that kind of thing. Lighting can be changed. So remodeling is popular.
And necessary sometimes.
Yes, definitely. I network with a lot of real estate people as the reason we're here. And so, a lot of the questions that I get from them is people that are looking for a house with a pool. But then all the houses they look at don't have a pool that they like. And once again, this skews back to design. If you keep it simple but keep it inviting, people will want to be in that space, be in that environment.
All right, lots of great information about pools today from Brett Hatfield from Downunda Pools. And your website is downundapools.com, right?
Yes, it is. And Down Under, let me spell it out for you because we wanted to be a little bit different. So that's DOWNUNDAIN pools.com. Sorry, not INC.
Downundapools.com.
Yep.
I love it. All right. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors here on Houston Real Estate Radio. If you missed any of today's show, you can watch it online. We have the videos online at HoustonRealEstateRadio.com.
People often find themselves in need of storage and moving, but don't want the hassle and stress. Sound familiar? Well, at Zippy Shell, we make storage and moving easy. Zippy Shell will deliver a storage container to your home or business. You load it at your leisure, and we'll take it to one of our safe, convenient storage facilities, or ship it to your final destination. We treat your stuff like it's our stuff, because we understand you're not just giving us your belongings, you're giving us your trust. Zippy Shell. Storage and moving that makes life simple.